Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
We're going to head to San Diego, California, and the affluent suburb known as La Jolla, or you can mispronounce it, La Jolla. That's Drew Brees live. We pay him every week to join us live on the program. All right, that's not true. Drew Brees, that first ballot Hall of Famer, that's coming down soon. I don't see how Drew Brees isn't a first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, I think at worst, you can go anywhere in America and Drew Brees is going to be top 7 or 8 quarterback in the history of the NFL at worst. At worst. And I'm talking going back to folks that want to put like Unitas and Star and people like that, maybe ahead or around Brees. Anyway, yeah, that's by definition almost first ballot Hall of Famer, no-brainer, Drew Brees. And probably, you know, Willie Roaf had a little bit of time in Kansas City. Sam Mills definitely had a role in Carolina. Ricky Jackson played a little part in that San Francisco. He'll say a big part. He's got a Super Bowl ring from it. But I would say the bulk of Drew Brees' work outside of, what was it, 5 seasons in San Diego? 3 seasons in San Diego, huh, Mario Brothers? 3?
Yeah, I think it was 3.
You know, and Ricky Jackson had maybe 2 in San Francisco. So those guys are like, I guess you'd have to play exclusively for the team for it to be a pure Hall of Famer from that team. But those guys are as close as it gets. Brees is in the Hall of Fame because of his Saints career. And Ricky Jackson is in the Hall of Fame because of his Saints career. But I guess you could argue Ricky Jackson getting the Super Bowl ring with San Francisco might have been the oomph that pushed it over the top, where Brees didn't need any San Diego oomph to push anything over the top.
For sure. The most impressive thing about Brees' career is he did it all for the Saints, a franchise that has not sniffed anywhere near that success before him or since him.
No, you're right. And, you know, like I like to say at probably 5'9" and 7/8, like a hair under 6 feet, maybe 210 at best, 205 per ounce per pound, maybe one of the greatest players in NFL history. You'd have to say the best quarterback per pound.
By far.
You know?
In my opinion, yeah. I always argue him over Rodgers for that reason. Like
over Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah. Because
yeah.
He came into a really good situation, a really successful franchise. And
yeah, took over for a legend.
Exactly.
Already had the wheels going.
To me, doing it for the Saints means a lot.
At worst, the same. At worst, the same.
At worst, yeah. I argue better because of circumstances.
Yeah, and the statistics.
Yeah, you're splitting hairs. I mean, I heard somebody say before it's like comparing filet mignon or what's another nice kind of steak.
Yeah, I think, you know, I think it's safe to say the Brady, Mahomes, Montana, Manning, those 4 are the top 4 right there.
Yeah, all guys with multiple championships.
Yeah, Brady, Mahomes, Montana, and Manning. So you go from there. And I wouldn't put Breeze as fifth. I wouldn't put him as fifth. That's just me. I would take Dan Marino over Drew Brees, and Dan Marino doesn't have a Super Bowl win.
Mm-hmm.
Has just a single Super Bowl appearance. But Breeze has a single Super Bowl appearance.
Yep.
Difference is he has a victory and an MVP. Marino has none of that.
That's a fair argument.
But Marino was quick release and just big and could fling it everywhere and, whatever. That's where it starts getting into different stuff. Some people would put Elway ahead of Breeze. I probably wouldn't put Elway ahead of Breeze. I'd put Breeze ahead of Elway. But Marino, Elway's got multiple Super Bowl championships. Marino has none. I'd put Marino ahead of Elway and Breeze. So, it's just tit for tat, this for that.
Point is he's in the class. He's in that class.
Oh, are you kidding me? Like I said, opening it up.
Yeah.
At worst, any pundit in America, if he's not in your top 7 or 8, you don't know the NFL.
Exactly.
All-time greatest quarterback.
And I may be a young Saints fan for sure. Most of my life with the Saints has been winning. I'm not denying that. But at the same time, I'm old enough to remember, like, that's an honor for Saints fans to have somebody like that who was with them his whole career.
But
like
plus,
you said.
it doesn't matter that you were young. You watched all the contemporaries he played against, and he was as good as those guys. So, always in the elite. Yeah. And there are only about 6 or 8 of those guys every year in the NFL, the elite. I mean, I don't even want to say 10. I don't think he gets to 10.
Nah.
So he was always in the elite every single year he played in the NFL, except maybe like the last year or so.
And even the tail end, he was dragging the Saints to division
titles. No, of course, with a lot of holes.
Yeah, exactly.
With a lot of holes, winning double-digit wins. Exactly.
Man.
Yeah, he was pretty incredible.
Might have to take that trip to Canton, honestly.
Well, he's the example I was talking about. You remember I was talking about like Steve Gleason and Hokie Gajan, and I was like, the great players are those guys with the Breeze is those guys' heart and dedication.
Yes.
That's why Gleason and Breeze relate. Breeze is like this elite player. Steve Gleason was a good player, good special teams player, but I think what they both had in common is giving 110% all the time, maxing it out. And you could even argue that with Breeze at 6 feet, 205 pounds.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No, it really
doing
is.
Stuff guys 6'5", 240 do in the league.
Insane.
I mean, when Breeze would play like Manning or Roethlisberger, and after the game, it'd be like the top of Breeze's helmet was like at the chin of the other guy.
Yeah.
The other guy's like 5 inches taller. Like literally 5 inches, nearly half a foot taller.
Yep.
You don't think that's an advantage playing in the National Football League? And Breeze I'll find my slots and I'll fire it in there in my little slots that you don't even know I'm looking for them because I'm completing passes just like you that don't have to find slots.
Oh, I miss him.
Yeah, no, everybody misses him. Yeah, and like Jim Fink says, when you got 3 quarterbacks, you got no quarterbacks. And right now the Saints don't have a quarterback. Hopefully one of these guys emerges. But right now, the Saints have no QBs. And what I love about mini camp is just like the media talking about who's getting the most reps and who's going to start and who looks the best. They have no idea what they're talking about after 8 or 10 practices. No media member, no coach on the Saints knows right now after 8 or 10 practices what guy is clearly ahead or doing better than everyone else. They might have a guy who's got an edge, but there's no one that's head and tails above the other guy. No one can claim player XYZ is clearly the starter with the Saints. No shot. Not after a half dozen practices or so. Hey, Young's Dry Cleaning. Everybody needs a dry cleaner, at least sometime. Something you're going to have to bring to the dry cleaner. You may be bringing suits and blouses and stuff all the time. It's what you wear to work. It might be once a year you're bringing like a comforter or a suit for some special event. Experience the best dry cleaner. They've been at it since 1940. Literally a New Orleans institution. YoungsDryCleaning.com. YoungsDryCleaning.com. The Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals heard arguments from lawyers representing Henry Consulting and the New Orleans City Council today. Appeals Judge Joy Lebrano said the Court of Appeals decision or opinion will come, quote, in due course. In due course. So we'll find out what the Fourth Circuit, how they're going to rule in favor of Henry Consulting or in favor of the New Orleans City Council. As of right now, IV Waste is the sole trash provider for the French Quarter and CBD and will continue to be so indefinitely. Maybe at least through December, depending on this ruling in due course. At that point after the ruling, believe it or not, this thing is not entirely dead. At that point, the losing party has one more chance. Buddy of mine plays golf. He calls it the last bullet. You know, he's putting for like a bogey. So it's the last bullet, or he's getting a double on the card. Yeah, at that point, the losing party has one more chance. They can go to the Louisiana Supreme Court, which I'm sure Troy Henry will if he's the losing party, and I'm sure the New Orleans City Council will if they're the losing party. Last night, a mayoral forum. Nothing really changed. No one stood out. Nothing dramatic. 1 hour with front-runner Helena Moreno, who has about triple the numbers of Oliver Thomas and Royce Duplessis. If you want to have it just real simple, Helena Moreno's around 45% roughly, give or take a few points. And Oliver Thomas and Royce Duplessis have about a third of that, around 15% each. I mean, I think last time Oliver Thomas had 16, Royce Duplessis had 14. And I think Helena Moreno had 47. So Helena Moreno, without Royce Duplessis in the race, was doubling up on Oliver Thomas. Now it's 3 times what Oliver Thomas has and 3 times what Royce Duplessis has. Royce Duplessis came out of nowhere and kind of already running even with Oliver Thomas. Helena Moreno continues to be the clear front runner. Yeah, these forums, these debates, something dramatic has to happen in a positive way for Duplessis or Thomas and in a negative way for Moreno, and I just don't see any of that. Moreno. I'm thinking old Danny.
Yep, on the mind.
The convention center gets a 2-year extension to potentially revive the Top Golf at the River District, and Garden District neighbors are freaking out. The needs of the few always outweighing the needs of the many. Morris Bart, always kind of a shady character, but now he is officially a jerk, exploiting the system and now joking about it, making jokes about it. Just pathetic. Just doesn't get it. Morris Bart simply doesn't get it. And here's the worst part. Doesn't care. I'll fill you in on all that and a lot more. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, insagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, insagency.com.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Does Helm Paint have the best paint on the planet? Helm, yeah. We only sell Benjamin Moore, the world's finest paint. Because paint ain't paint. Let us steer you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
As New Orleans as coffee in the morning and as New Orleans as coffee in the morning and raw oysters for lunch. It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. 766-9480. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. Any questions, comments, anything you want to get in on? I'm going to drag Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx, into the conversation in a little while. He's going to be giddy and excited about this one. This is right up his alley. Let's go, Tiger fans, Wave fans, Saints fans, looking for those records, please. The records for the 2025 seasons. Of course, the Tigers and Green Wave, 12 regular season games. The Saints have 17 regular season games. I think that'll soon be 18 regular season games within the next few years when the NFL and the union get their you-know-what together. Tiger fans, Wave fans, Saints fans, looking for records of your favorite teams, the local teams. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. I'll fill you in on that. LSU's new arena, it looks like it's going to be the Our Lady of the Lake Arena. Have you heard this, Mario Brothers?
I did.
This $400 million arena, essentially across the street from Alec Box Stadium, south of Alec Box.
Yeah, didn't somebody do like a rendering or a drawing or something?
Oh, yeah, there's renderings and drawings.
And that's how they know it's Our Lady of the Lake?
I guess. I mean, it's on that. They had a rendering before. Now the rendering has Our Lady of the Lake and then arena under it.
Gotcha.
But it looks like it's a $50 million deal for 10 years.
About time.
Now, I don't know who gets the naming rights money. Does LSU get it, or does the company building the arena?
That's a good question. It's probably a revenue share or whatever.
I don't know, because I know basically LSU doesn't own the arena. This equity firm owns the arena. They get all the dates, all for the entire year, except for LSU men's basketball, LSU women's basketball, LSU gymnastics, and maybe a handful of other events that LSU gets use of that arena, which they do not own.
Gotcha. So this is on campus?
It's going to be, they're following the Texas model. It's on campus. You know where Alec Box is. And then I think it's called Gruyere or
Gourier.
It's basically
it's Nicholson Extension.
Burbank.
Yeah, Burbank.
It's basically Burbank crossing Nicholson,
yes,
going towards the river. There's Alec Box. If you are coming up Burbank and you hit Nicholson and you cross over Alec Box on your right, the basketball arena will be on your left.
Oh,
right across Gruyere or whatever it is.
Yeah, where all that grass is right now.
Yeah, well, no, the golf course.
The golf course.
It's going to be 2 greens and a tee box. I think 1 and 9's green and 18's green. I think 1's tee box, 9 and 18's green. I think, or that's getting taken over. But essentially, it's right on Nicholson and Burbank, Gruyere, whatever the hell it's called.
Cool.
So south of Alec Box,
Got you. Okay.
across the street from Walk-Ons.
Yes, not a far walk from Tigerland. For the
No,
students, yeah.
not at all. And that, boy, Tigerland's like a project now. It's crazy.
Yeah,
There's no students living in Tigerland. It's like public housing for Baton Rouge.
I was just living there.
It's a
yes.
joke.
It's a bad
It's
neighborhood.
embarrassing.
Yeah, it's not
Is
good.
Charlo and all that behind it bad too?
Yeah.
All
honestly,
that on Brightside, all that sucks
I
too?
lived there for 4 years. It was not the best neighborhood.
No, that area sucked, huh?
Yeah. I wouldn't say it sucked, but it was a little sketchy.
Yeah, it wasn't when I was there. Tigerland was a little, beat up, but Charlo and all that, those little condos and townhomes, a lot of those were new.
Mm-hmm.
But I lived in the Garden District. I wasn't messing around. And not like Garden District, New Orleans,
Yeah,
just that middle-class neighborhood that was on the other side of City Park Golf Course, on the other side of that rail bridge.
These days, it looks really nice.
The Raising Cane's Dog Park on the other side of that.
Yes.
Towards government. No, government's got a lot of stuff now. It's kind of getting eclectic and young and funky, trying to.
Yeah.
But no, I was on Camellia, and it was great because it was like 95% not students. And it was 2 miles from campus. Bike path right in there. It's great. I love living in the Garden District of Baton Rouge. I'd live there right now.
It's nice.
I think it's a great neighborhood right now for middle-class folk.
Very nice.
And there's some houses, $1 million homes in there. You just have to find them, big boys. And then you go on the other side of like, what is that? Catholic High, other side of Acadian Thruway, Thousand Oaks and Steel and all those streets. Geez and Pete's. A lot of moolah over there. There's a lot of money in Baton Rouge. I mean, think about Baton Rouge. New Orleans has some money, no doubt. It's bigger than Baton Rouge. The rich people in New Orleans, I'm just talking country clubs, they're members of New Orleans Country Club, and they're members of Metairie Country Club. Baton Rouge has Baton Rouge Country Club, the University Club,
Yep.
and Country Club of Louisiana.
I used to always go to the wrong one for my Christmas.
No,
party
these
when
are
I was
like
there.
three
Yeah.
private, highly exclusive places, especially Country Club of Louisiana and Baton Rouge. I guess Baton Rouge Country Club is going to be like New Orleans or Metairie, kind of more blue-bloodish. And I guess U Club and Country Club of Louisiana are maybe some newer money. I don't know, but a lot of cash and BR at those three places. Corey Johnson with you. Yeah, you right. Let's go, Tiger fans, Wave fans, Saints fans. Looking for records of your favorite teams. How they going to do? I'll throw out just the records real quick. I got LSU at 10-2. I got Tulane at 11-1. And I've got the Saints at 6-11. 6-11. We're going to get Mario's numbers in a second. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx, what he thinks the three teams are going to do. How about you? 766 9480. Yeah, Morris Bart is officially a jerk. He really is. It's sad. Morris Bart just doesn't have any shame. He's kind of like the mayor, can't get embarrassed. It's really pathetic. The governor was touting, 2025 legislative session, targeting the legal system and the insurance industry. Landry said changes designed to hold insurance companies accountable and rein in what he describes as lawsuit culture that drives up rates for Louisiana families. House Bill 450 requires plaintiffs to prove injuries occurred during the accident in question, not injuries from the past. House Bill 434 bars uninsured drivers from collecting damages unless injuries exceed $100,000. House Bill 436 prohibits undocumented immigrants from collecting general damages. House Bill 431 amends corporate fault laws to block damages to those found mostly at fault. And House Bill 519 bans texting and social media use while driving. None of it reels in the overt advertising attorneys. And Morris Bart knows it and still cocks off, still has to reply and make a comment. I just recently received the letter from Governor Jeff Landry where he boasts about signing into law the largest package of bills to stop frivolous lawsuits in Louisiana history. I'm actually glad to see the program pass, as he can now stop blaming me for high auto insurance rates in Louisiana. And I'm looking forward to my rates going down. Let me know if your rates go down too. I mean, what a jerk. What a jerk. Go to my Twitter, @Corey Johnson. Look at the video. I need to move it to the top of the page again. It is an accident where a policeman, law enforcement, has a truck pulled over. It's like a Silverado or an F-150. And the cop dash cam is shooting the video. So you see the hood of the sheriff's vehicle, police vehicle, and then you see the cop at the window of the truck getting insurance, talking to the driver, writing a ticket, whatever. Then all of a sudden you see the police cruiser creeping up towards the truck, like barely moving, like I think a lizard or a roach moves faster. Seriously, a lizard or a roach, upon being discovered by you, would move faster than this vehicle. And I'm not exaggerating. So it's barely moving and it taps the bumper of the truck. You can watch the video. The cop's like, wow, he's like alarmed. Obviously, he left his police cruiser in drive. And he must have been up against like just a little rock or a piece of wood or a branch or something, a little stick that held the car in place at idle. And I mean, I don't know, cars idle at 600 RPMs, 800 RPMs. Sometimes they go up and down. Maybe the idle went up just a hair and it moved the vehicle over the impediment that was holding it in place. It literally taps the bumper of this truck. The person in the truck wouldn't have spilled their coffee, couldn't have broken a fingernail. And Morris Bart is suing for injuries at $1.5 million. Morris Bart, if successful, will walk with $600,000 on that single frivolous lawsuit alone. And if you think that's the only one he's about, you're crazy. That's probably, sadly, the norm. You know, I used to give Morris Bart and these advertising attorneys the benefit of the doubt, where I'm sure the majority of their cases are legit, but too high of a percentage of them are BS. Now I'm starting to think like the majority of Morris Bart and those types of attorneys' cases are BS. Because if you see this, and then first off, there's no lawsuit at all. No one was hurt. Zero lawsuit, no money, no claim, nothing. $1.5 million. It's friggin' sinful. It's pathetic. Hey, Morris Bart, if you have any you-know-what, call the program, 766-9480. Defend yourself. You're a lawyer. I don't have a law degree. I'm just a layman. You're an attorney. You're trained to argue. You know your points. 766-9480. Call in. I invite Morris Bart to call in. Morris Bart, I wouldn't call in if I were you. I will rip you a new one, and I will prove my points and knock your points like a lawyer. I will out-lawyer you on this program, and I don't have a law degree. So if I were you, I wouldn't call the program. 766-9480. 766-9480. But you're you. And you sent you got a comment on the governor and this lame legislation that didn't curb you guys at all. The most egregious, the billboard, radio, and television injury attorneys that advertise. It does two things. It makes people sue. It encourages people to sue. And second, it gives an indirect message. Tim Template said this, the insurance commissioner on my program a couple of months ago. Gives people, the layman out there, man, I have to hire an attorney if I have an insurance claim. I have to hire an attorney if I have an insurance claim. And that's not true. No, Morris Bart, just no shame. No, I'm going to repost that video. It is pathetic. If you have no opinion of Morris Bart or you like Morris Bart, you watch this video, you'll have a different opinion of Morris Bart. And then him making fun of the legislation, like ribbing the governor. And I'm not taking up for the governor. Morris Bart should just be quiet. He essentially steals money from all of us.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Changing talk radio in New Orleans for the better. It's Corey Johnson on the Neutral Ground. Every weekday afternoon on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333 from 4 p.m. to 5:30.
Yeah, you right. 766-9480 is how you dial us up, Morris Bart. His friends call him Buddy Bart. You know what sucks about this job? I don't get off on this. I'm sure Buddy Bart is a nice guy, Morris Bart. But in public life, he is a full-blown jerk. His job is essentially taking advantage of the system, exploiting the system. It's why we have expensive insurance rates. Honestly, seriously, you're really hurt where you're hurt and your life depends on it. You're going to call Dudley DeBosier? Not a shot. I mean, those two goofballs wouldn't know how to find the courtroom. Seriously. These are insurance company facilitators. They're not lawyers. They don't go to court. They don't go to trial. They're a bunch of jokers. And we embrace them in Louisiana. It's sickening. You know, Morris Bart lives on Audubon Place. I don't give a crap. Morris Bart brags about largest injury firm in the state, $1 billion in claims. That means he pulled in $400 million of the billion in claims. And if you see the truck tapping the bumper and the $1.5 million claim that Bart's trying to get, you're like, wow. And he tries to legitimize this like the person's hurt in the vehicle. And we all know the person's not hurt in the vehicle. Now, besides being sinful and immoral and unethical and no honor, no pride, you know, it should be against the law. It should clearly be against the law. We all pay for that. I had a guy who ran my controls on my show a few decades ago, came in from Utah. His insurance in Salt Lake City, a metro area about the size of Metro New Orleans, $80 a month. In New Orleans, it was $280 for his same car insurance. $80 in Salt Lake City, $280 in New Orleans. Got a buddy who has a house and a business in Birmingham. His vehicle for the year in New Orleans, $3,400 to insure for the year. In Birmingham, Alabama, $1,200 for the year. $3,400, nearly $300 a month in New Orleans, under $100 in Birmingham. These are huge numbers, 80 to 280, right at 300 to under 100. This is significant. This is every month. I mean, think about, you remember the 18-wheeler thing in New Orleans East, the people that were faking the injuries, bumping into the 18-wheeler, the car filled with people. They made a bunch of arrests, like 50 people arrested, a few attorneys indicted. They say that cost everybody in Orleans, Jefferson, the Metro New Orleans area, $500 a year. That scam alone, $500 a year in extra insurance costs. That single scam alone. How much a year is Morris Bart all by himself costing us? I would say more than $500 a year. Him alone. Dudley DeBosier, all these morons. All these people pretending they're lawyers somehow got through law school, which tells me it can't be too difficult to get through law school. No, it's sad. No, the governor kind of just tooting his own horn. The legislation to me was pathetic because it did not bring in the advertising injury attorneys, and that's the number one problem. To me, bigger than the insurance company. Chicken or egg, the fake lawsuits, we have twice as many as the rest of America on average. We have the same percentage of accidents, same amount of damage as everywhere in the country. We have twice the claims. Twice the claims. That has nothing to do with the insurance companies. Chicken and egg, what came first? The advertising injury attorneys, which encourage you to sue, which make you think you need them to make an insurance claim. That's why. That's it. It's exclusively that. And Morris Bart cocks off and has to comment instead of just shutting up. It's like, dude, you're worth hundreds of millions of dollars. You scammed most of it. You don't have ethics or morals. You've been justifying your behavior for years. You sold out decades ago and justify it. At least just be quiet. At least just zip it. Go to Audubon Place, go to Aspen, Colorado, go to Europe, and just keep your mouth shut. But you can't. You got to cock off and say, glad the governor's not blaming me anymore and hope my rates go down. All these like jokes. I'll read the quote again. It's sad and pathetic. This guy should just zip his lip. Hey, by the way, Boris Mart, the number's 766-9480. That's how Barry in Slidell joined us. What you say, Barry?
What's up, Corey?
How you doing, man? Yeah, this is Morris Bart. I don't get people that like get away with stuff and then feel compelled to get in the spotlight and cock off and make comments. It's like, shouldn't you just crawl in a hole and shut up? You're basically exploiting the general population. Be quiet.
Man, I was telling somebody else, like over in Slidell, not just car insurance, which is already insane. I could go 30 miles to the north or to the east to Mississippi, which ain't exactly, if we're 49th, they're 50th or vice versa, and just about everything that's good. And all that stuff goes down. My escrow, my homeowner's insurance, between property taxes in St. Tammany and homeowner's insurance, it's almost as much, if not more, than my principal and interest on my mortgage. It's just crazy what we pay for insurance. And then you factor in auto, which is really kind of what you've been thinking about today. It's ridiculous. In Mississippi, again, not exactly the best driving academies over there. Insurance goes down like 30% just to register your car like 30 miles east.
Yeah, no.
Is it because they have less trial law? I mean, their laws are less favorable.
A less litigious state, and the people don't make claims like we do. Either we're made out of glass compared to the citizens of Mississippi, or we're BS artists, and we're jumping on the Morris Bart, Dudley DeBosier bandwagon and taking money for free. I mean, truck injuries. I mean, they act like this stuff is, every day, all the time to like the majority of the population. Like, man, everyone knows someone that got into a 18-wheeler accident. No, I don't. I don't know anyone that got into an 18-wheeler accident. Maybe one person over my entire life. And maybe, I can't think of it right now. I'm just trying to give the thought the benefit of the doubt. So no, just, it's about, instead of people taking personal responsibility for their own screw ups, it's find someone to sue. And Morris Bart's glad to handle that insurance claim. It's pathetic.
And I really thought, and I don't know why I thought it, that for whatever reason, Landry would be different. I mean, he had a mandate. He had like 3/4 of the legislature. Kind of like how, I don't know if Trump didn't have a mandate, but he's got the Republican Party in Louisiana. He had them by the neck. They would do whatever he wanted. He could have made a change. And I'm not saying, these trial lawyers can't make money. That's not what I'm saying. But for heaven's sakes, I mean, I don't know if you do cap limit. I don't know what you do because I'm not a lawyer. But
well, it's like the spread in Vegas. They're looking at each team and they're figuring out who's better than the other one and the point spread. And then the little bit of the factor is the public perception and how they might bet. That's a little bit of it. You're acting like Jeff Landry's he's representing the citizens, and he should be, Barry. That obviously should be what he's doing. But there's ridiculous, powerful lobbyists. I mean, I remember they were trying to ban lawyers from advertising on billboards. And the injury lawyer lobbyists and the billboard company lobbyists paid off the politicians, basically. A few Ruth's Chris lunch in Baton Rouge during the session. These people go cheap and they sell us out for these lobbyists. And Jeff Landry has a lot of contributions from both insurance companies and injury attorneys. So that's the problem. Shouldn't be taking any money from these advertising injury attorneys to begin with. Pass legislation that helps citizens, not the injury attorneys.
Yeah, one more thing, Corey, unrelated. I know you ain't been missing that time at out at Nichols or out where else? Where did you use the car? Hammond. I know they had one in Hammond, up in La Crosse.
Used to go to La Crosse, Wisconsin. Yeah, Thibodeau, Hammond, La Crosse. Where else did I go for Saints camp? The Saints facility. Yeah, I don't miss covering training camp. I mean, I love. Don't get me wrong. I'm picking Saints records, Tulane and LSU today. I love sports still. I'm still passionate about the teams, but yeah, I don't miss covering that stuff or even talking about it that much. I'll leave that up to the sports talk guys.
Yeah, I know the objective dudes down the dial. Have a good one, Corey.
Yeah, you're right. Thanks for the call from Slidell. 766-9480. 766-9480. No, I just don't keep up on sports enough naturally. So sports talk became like hard work, not like fun work. I don't mind the work, but when I didn't keep up with the natural, I got to find out when the game is, when it starts, what channel it's on. Even before we get to break down the game, I don't feel like doing any of that. Stopped feeling like doing that about 15 years ago. And I'm more passionate about the city of New Orleans, the state of Louisiana, the citizenry, moving the state where it should be. I mean, New Orleans and Louisiana, we're not a poor state. We're a rich state and city run poorly. That's all it is. There's too many places that don't have the natural assets that New Orleans has, too many other cities, and too many other states that don't have the natural assets Louisiana has, and they do a lot better than us because they're focused and they put effort, they have a plan, and they go for it. And we have Morris Bart and Jeff Landry, and we're not getting, those, they're not putting a choke chain on the Morris Bart, Dudley DeBosier types. They're still advertising all over on billboards. I mean, how obnoxious is it when a billboard, you have two billboards on one pole and both the billboards are lawyers, competitors? I mean, if you own, Mario Brothers, aka Latinx, Italian cuisine, and right under my billboard, Corey's Italian cuisine, I'd be pretty ticked off. I'd call the billboard folks and go, Mario Brothers, aka Latinx Italian cuisine, is my competitor. I don't want to share a billboard with them. But there's so many lawyers advertising and buying up so many billboards that the billboard companies have to put competing attorneys on the same pole. That's how obnoxious it is. That's how obnoxious it is. No, the lobbyists for the injury attorneys, very, very strong, because the injury attorneys are very, very rich and wealthy because they take a few dollars every day from all of us. Every day from all of us.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Hey, Marigny, Bywater, Treme, French Quarter, CBD, Warehouse District, Garden District, Irish Channel. It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground, where New Orleans is heard.
This is a Fox 8 story. Morris Bart responds, talking about responding to Jeff Landry, who said the reforms passed during the 2025 legislative session target both the legal system and the insurance industry. Landry said the changes are designed to hold insurance companies accountable and rein in what he described as a lawsuit culture that drives up rates for Louisianians. Instead of Morris Bart just shutting his mouth because he's ripping everybody off all the time with erroneous lawsuits like the one where the truck taps the bumper of the car. This is a law enforcement vehicle too. So Morris Bart's suing the police. When the police are wrong, they should be sued. When the police are wrong, they need to be held accountable. They're also the police. And they go out on a limb for us. They risk their lives for us. So when they're doing righteous stuff, like a dangerous traffic stop at night, Morris Bart's going to take advantage of those cops and sue for $1.5 million on a tapped bumper. You remember cars before they had the like plastic or the, wrapped around the bumper? It was a chrome bumper. You'd tap the bumper of the car in front or behind you when parking, literally like tap it. Don't do that anymore because you'll knock paint off or whatever. It was like that, like a tap when you're parking a vehicle in the olden days. So Morris Bart, who's kind of old, knows that and came up with a $1.5 million injury on it. $1.5 million. This is what Morris Bart says. I just received this letter from Governor Jeff Landry, where he boasts about signing into law the largest package of bills to stop frivolous lawsuits in Louisiana history. I'm actually glad to see this package pass, as he can now stop blaming me for high auto insurance rates in Louisiana. And I'm looking forward to my rates going down. Let me know if your rates go down too. Just thinks that's funny. And then I'm actually glad to see this package pass. Your lobbyists stopped the real package that would have put a choke chain on you advertising. You guys stopped that from happening. Morris Bart is so full of you-know-what. Just a liar, no honor, no pride, and screws over all of us with these frivolous lawsuits. Nauseating, man. I don't know. I don't like getting taken advantage of. I don't like getting screwed over. And the worst part is, most of the time, Morris Bart, it's Buddy Bart. I mean, someone might do an expose on, he's got front row seats for the Pelicans. He loves the Pelicans. Like, yeah, and he's ripping all of us off every day. I'd like a few bucks from every Louisiana resident. My God, are you kidding me? There's 4.5 million of us. I'd like a few dollars every day from 4.5 million, a few cents every day from every resident. Yeah, I'd be rich and wealthy and living on Audubon Place too. But I'd probably be like, even though I'd be a deviant, there'd be some kind of pride where I'd be like, Corey, just shut up about it. You're getting away with theft. Shut up about it. Morris Bart sticks his face out there. Can't help himself. 766-9480. Hey, Morris, or any friends of Morris Bart, dial me up. I'd love to talk to you. Defend yourself. You're the lawyer. You're trained to argue. I'm just a talk radio TV guy. 766-9480. I'll give you the last word. I won't cut you off. Dial us up, Morris Bart. Love to have you on the program. Defend your pathetic self. 766-9480. No, I'm lucky, old enough where, I don't know, I have like a code and I pick and choose friends that I think are good people. I wouldn't be friends with Morris Bart. It doesn't matter if he's a good guy or he contributes to this or gave to that charity. He basically steals money from every citizen of Louisiana every day. So no, I don't think Morris Bart has ethics or integrity or morals. Like I said earlier, I think a long time ago when Morris Bart was like 22, 23, 24, 25, lawyers could advertise on TV. So he went to law school. Am I going to be a lawyer or am I going to be a BS artist and just do a bunch of advertising and be an insurance company facilitator? And then make excuses like, when someone comes in lying, who am I to judge them? If I don't take the case, someone else will, blah, 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 blah. Everyone else is doing it. When didn't your parents say if Jimmy's jumping off the bridge, you're going to jump off the bridge too? Wasn't that like the basic, parental guidance to a child, like not to follow everybody else? Someone else is doing it, I'm going to do it. That's the Morris Bart mentality. No, these egregious advertising injury attorneys on billboard, radio, and television, they're driving up our insurance rates. That's the number one mover, not the insurance companies. Insurance companies work off of a capitalistic system. Some insurance companies choose to not be in Louisiana because they fear they can't make any money. No, the rates are high because it's chicken and egg. One of it had to come first, and it's the advertising attorneys that came first. Rates aren't high everywhere in America. I mean, people complain about insurance everywhere, but rates aren't like here everywhere. I've mentioned Utah, $80, New Orleans, $280. New Orleans, $1,200 a year. New Orleans, $3,400 a year. Birmingham, Alabama, $1,200 a year. These are real figures. No, it is the litigious nature of Louisiana. It's the advertising attorneys that essentially encourage people to sue, and people lie, embellish, and exaggerate. And these advertising injury attorneys look the other way all the time. And they've been doing it for decades, and they justify their behavior. No, and it also, as Tim Template says, not to keep beating a dead horse, the insurance commissioner on this very program, the prolific advertising sends a message to folks that you need to hire Morris Bart to make an insurance claim. So it's really double the damage. Encourages lawsuits and makes the layman think they have to hire one of these dopey attorneys, these insurance company facilitators, to make a claim. I mean, we've all made in our lifetime dozens of claims, car claims, hurricane damage, flood, all kind of claims. I've never hired an attorney. I've handled it always myself. Sometimes I've gone back and forth. Sometimes I'm like, wow, that's a great settlement. I'm done. Katrina, I was like, no problem. Give me the check. I'm walking out right now. Sometimes you have to haggle. Sorry, I called the car place. The quarter panel's more than your the whole claim with the labor. Then they reassess it and start over again. 5 o'clock power hour coming your way. Hey, if you wear prescription eyewear like me or need a great pair of sunglasses, Art and Eyes on Magazine. Don't go to the mall. Don't go to some chain store. Don't get the Chinese-made garbage. Forget about the name brands you think you know. Chances are it's made in China. You want eyewear that's high quality, all different price points. Eyewear that's as unique as you. Art and Eyes on Magazine. Google them. Art and Eyes on Magazine. Fantastic frames. Great eyewear at Art and Eyes. That's Blue Boy saying the 5 o'clock powwow is next.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa, and now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Does Helm Paint have the best paint on the planet? Helm, yeah. We only sell Benjamin Moore, the world's finest paint. Because paint ain't paint. Let us steer you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
Yeah, you right. 5 o'clock power hour is upon us. Thanks for checking us out on radio, on television, on YouTube, the Nutri-Ground with Corey Johnson on YouTube. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can find all that information online, CoreyTalks.com. But first, Drew Brees. It is, in fact, New Orleans, Louisiana. Thank you so much, Mr. Drew Brees, on that information. Yeah, you right. The Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals heard arguments from lawyers representing Henry Consulting and the New Orleans City Council earlier today. Appellate Judge Joy Labrano said the Court of Appeals decision or opinion will come in due course. In the meantime, Ivy Waste continues to be the sole trash provider for the French Quarter and the CBD. The appeals court judge basically said at that point, the losing party, when we give our opinion, the losing party has one more chance, the Louisiana Supreme Court. So this thing is not over. You know, it's crazy. The Fourth Circuit, in theory, could side with Henry Consulting. The mayor would then cancel Ivy Waste's deal immediately. Henry Consulting would take over immediately a 7-year, $73 million deal. The city council would appeal the ruling that led to those changes, and then the Louisiana Supreme Court could rule in favor of the council, and then Henry Consulting would be out, Ivy Waste would be in through December, and then they'd have to bid out for January 2026 and beyond. Isn't it utterly ridiculous that this is like a major topic for weeks and weeks in New Orleans? I do talk radio in New Orleans, talk TV. Every day, this is a topic. Trash. It's pathetic. It's a joke. It's crazy. Last night, mayoral forum taking place, an hour. The top 4 candidates, Helena Moreno, Oliver Thomas, Royce Duplessis, Judge Arthur Hunter. Nothing significant said. No, earth-shaking news. No changes. No one stood out. Nothing dramatic. For Helena Moreno to not be the prohibitive favorite, not like slightly favored, prohibitive favorite. She's going to be the next mayor of New Orleans unless something dramatic happens. So these forums, these debates, something dramatic has to happen in a negative way for Moreno and in a positive way for either Oliver Thomas or Royce Duplessis. Arthur Hunter's too far behind. I think Arthur Hunter's going to end up dropping out of this race. Royce Duplessis he jumps in the race and immediately gets the same percentage of votes as Oliver Thomas. So Oliver Thomas, like, damn, I thought I had to catch Helena Moreno. Royce Duplessis is doing as well as me right out the gate. Helena Moreno is essentially tripling up on Oliver Thomas and Royce Duplessis right now, essentially tripling up on them. They both have roughly 15% of the vote. Helena Moreno has 45% of the vote. Those are real numbers. You can not believe in polls and all that stuff. They have a margin in error, 3-4%. So you knock Helena Moreno from 45 to 40, bump Oliver Thomas and Royce Duplessis from 15 to 20. Helena Moreno's still doubling up on them with the largest margin of error going towards the underdogs and against the favorite, if we went that way. So, no, Helena Moreno will be the next mayor of the city of New Orleans unless something dramatic happens at these forum debates or sometime before October 11th. The convention center gets a 2-year extension to potentially revive the Top Golf at the River District. I'm glad for 2 reasons. I like $50 million in outside investment, and also because of these squeaky wheels just to stick something in their face. I'm all for neighborhoods, neighborhood representation. New Orleans' greatest strength, its people and its neighborhoods. One of our biggest problems, some of the people that live in those neighborhoods, the squeaky wheels that don't want any change, no progress, nothing built, nothing new anywhere around their neighborhood, no changes. No, these people are a nightmare. Indirectly, they're the needs of the few outweigh the needs of the many people. And that mentality, Edwin Edwards, Alario, Jefferson, I can go on and on. That's what crushes, New Orleans and Louisiana. Speaking of the needs of the few outweigh the needs of the many, not really any significant legislation passed, sadly, as far as curbing these obnoxious injury attorneys. Jeff Landry wants you to think there was significant legislation passed. He even describes these, Morris Bart types lawyers that, that they participate in a lawyer culture, this lawyer's culture, these injury attorneys that proactively advertise and lure people into lawsuits. He talked about that. But Landry and the legislators get paid off by the lobbyists that represent these injury attorneys, and there's nothing significant. Do you see a reduction in lawyers advertising on billboards? Do you see a reduction in television and radio commercials? Do you see a different style of commercial because they can't say this or can't promise that? None of that. It's as prolific and obnoxious as it's ever been. So Jeff Landry, cocking off that we've changed things. Hopefully rates will go down. Morris Bart, who essentially steals money from each and every one of us, a few pennies here, a few pennies there, from every citizen in Louisiana every day because of these frivolous BS lawsuits that he takes. And they're never going to court. It's always an insurance claim. Morris Bart has a firm that is like a sub-firm of Morris Bart. Literally, there is a firm that totally just takes the scraps that Morris Bart's firm doesn't want to mess with. Like, you may have to go to court for this one. It may be more of a struggle with the insurance company, but it's essentially a winning case. But Morris Bart doesn't want to deal with it. So he pushes it off to this sub-firm of a bunch of lawyers, their own firm, and Morris Bart might get 10% of that settlement. So, he even has that, like a B firm that he's not associated with that takes the crap that he doesn't want to deal with. Now, Morris Bart, on hearing the Jeff Landry quote, says, I just received this letter from Governor Jeff Landry where he boasts about signing into law the largest package of bills to stop frivolous lawsuits in Louisiana history. That is what Jeff Landry's saying. Morris Bart's right about that. But it isn't any significant lawsuits that stops frivolous lawsuits or curbs, puts a choke chain on these attorneys. Bart continues, I'm actually glad to see this package pass. The reason why? Because the package has no bark, much less any bite. And it doesn't affect Morris Bart in the least bit. That's why he's glad to see it pass. And he's playing along like, it's curbing the injury attorneys. I'm actually glad to see this package pass, as he can now stop blaming me for high auto insurance rates in Louisiana. And I'm looking forward to my rates going down. Let me know if your rates go down too. I mean, when I read that, I was like, Morris Bart's not only unethical and immoral, he's a jerk. He's a jerk. And everybody likes Buddy Bart that knows him. Good guy, nice guy. I'm sure John Ilario at a crawfish boil is a nice guy. But these are deviant people. They're deviants. They take advantage of the system. They don't work like we work, hard earning our money, earning it. They're stealing the money. They're stealing the money. That's what Morris Bart is indirectly doing, stealing the money. And instead of just shutting up and being quiet, he has to cock off and make a joke, make comments about it. It's unbelievable. He is to blame for high insurance. He's the king. Dudley DeBosier, all these other jokers, they're trying to be the king. Gordon, they're right up there. They're all rich and wealthy. They're all rich and wealthy because they're stealing money from us every single day. Frivolous lawsuits. No, the video that I've talked about where the policeman, a cop, law enforcement, pulling over someone about to ticket them for speeding or no brake light or something. The cop cruiser, you can see the dash camera, and you see like a pickup truck in front, and the cop's at the window of the pickup truck talking to the driver. All of a sudden, the cruiser starts creeping up towards the vehicle and taps the bumper. The cop turns. He's alarmed. He realizes he left the cruiser in drive. And there must have been some impediment on the road, a rock, a stick, a piece of wood, whatever, holding the vehicle in drive where it wouldn't move forward. And then maybe RPMs went up 50, 100 RPMs, and it lurched the truck, the SUV, the vehicle forward, just creeped up and tapped the bumper of the truck. Tapped the bumper of the truck. If you watch the video, no one was hurt. The driver wasn't hurt. No one in the vehicle could be hurt. If they were holding a cup of coffee, the cup of coffee wouldn't have been spilled. They didn't break a fingernail. Morris Bart is suing for injuries, and the total amount is $1.5 million. I mean, you think the car would be totaled and the person would be like in a body cast or something. $1.5 million. $1.5 million. Morris Bart, if successful, would walk with $600,000 on that one single lawsuit. Who do you think pays for this? There's no free money. It's not falling out of the sky. We pay for it with higher insurance rates. These frivolous BS lawsuits that these bogus attorneys like Morris Bart, these insurance facilitators embrace, they cost us money. Hey, Morris Bart, if you have any pride, and you're an attorney, I don't have a law degree, you're trained to argue. 766-9480. Defend yourself. I welcome you on the program. 766-9480. You're the lawyer trained to argue. I'm just a radio TV guy. No, I will out-lawyer you. I'll out-argue you. I will prove my points in front of the radio and television audience and flat out embarrass you. 766-9480. No, you're a deviant. You're not a good person. If it was you saying that about me, I'd be calling right away and defending myself. 766-9480. I dare you.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City. You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson.
I bet his smells like sandalwood.
Corey Johnson.
He's absolutely magnificent.
Got to keep this up till 6. Wow. 766-9480. 766-9480. One call, that's all. Dial us up, Morris Bart. What rhymes with Bart? I'm not going to be that crude, but I can tell you what, it stinks. 766-9480. Yeah, if I was getting railed like I'm railing Morris Bart, I'd be calling and defending myself. But then again, I'd be right. So I would put that person in their place. Morris Bart might be sitting back going, Corey is right. I am kind of a scumbag, and I've made a lot of money off erroneous lawsuits for 40 or 50 years. And maybe I should have just shut up, but I can't help myself. I had to cock off after the governor's comments. No, 2 jokers. The governor with his comments about changing the litigious nature of the state. Nothing changed at all. Nothing. Insurance rates aren't going to go down because they didn't handle the major problem, the injury attorneys. Again, I don't mean to beat a dead horse. We have the same amount of accidents per capita as the rest of America. Why would it be any different? We have the same amount of accidents per capita, same amount of damage to the vehicles. We have twice the claims on average, twice the claims as the rest of the country. So someone explain that to me. It's easy. Billboards, radio, and TV, these lawyers just all the time just pounding this message. Sue, sue, sue. It's not your fault. You got injured. Sue. The big truck companies aren't going to be so big anymore. Sue these rich people because you deserve it. Sue. Everybody else is doing it. If you don't do it, someone else will. And then it not only encourages you to sue, but it says, boy, you got to hire an attorney if you're going to have an insurance claim, and you don't. We've all made insurance claims. 99% of us never hired an attorney. One call, that's all. Morris Bart, you stink. What a jerk. Had to cock off. Should have just shut up. It's going away until next session, but never going away here. I'm not an appeaser or a placater. And I'm not hey, Morris Bart, he sits courtside the Pels game. What a great guy. Look at his convertible car. He redid an old car. I don't give a crap. I just look at a guy who has no ethics, integrity, or morals and is screwing us all over all the time. And those are facts. It's not an opinion. Helm, paint, and decorating. You want more facts? When it's time to paint in New Orleans or Baton Rouge, say no to the big box store. Say no to the national paint chain store. Helm Paint and Decorating in New Orleans for over 55 years. Now in Baton Rouge, too. 7 locations in New Orleans, 4 in BR. Free 2-hour delivery. And it's Benjamin Moore Paint, the paint that is number 1 on the planet for a reason, because paint ain't paint. Benjamin Moore Paint covers more square feet per gallon than the competitors. It's better quality. Google it. Yeah, when you got to paint in Metro New Orleans, when you got to paint in Metro Baton Rouge, do it once, do it right. They'll steer you in the right direction because paint ain't paint. Helm Paint and Decorating, featuring high-quality Benjamin Moore paint, the best paint on the planet. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. The Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals heard arguments from lawyers representing Henry Consulting and the New Orleans City Council. Yeah, the French Quarter trash wars continue. Appellate Judge Joy Labrano said the Court of Appeals decision or opinion will come, quote, in due course. So maybe in the next few days, maybe it'll be the next few weeks. At that point, the losing party has one more chance, the Louisiana Supreme Court. Essentially, if Henry Consulting wins, the mayor will cancel the IV waste contract immediately, and Henry Consulting not only will take over French Quarter cleaning, but it'll be for 7 years and $73 million. Locked and loaded. If the New Orleans City Council wins, IV waste continues through December, and then the city will put out a bid for January 2026 and beyond trash service for the quarter and the CBD. Last night, a mayoral forum for Helena Moreno to lose and for Oliver Thomas or Royce Duplessis to win. Something dramatic has to happen at these forums, and major, like big time, not something small. Something that is very negative for Helena Moreno and something very positive for Oliver Thomas or Royce Duplessis. And I just don't see that happening. Everybody has skeletons in the closet. I think Helena Moreno's are like, I was supposed to bring 24 muffins to the senior prom, and I only brought 20 muffins. I didn't bring 24. I brought 20. I was supposed to bring 24. That's her baggage from the senior prom, something like that. Oliver Thomas, he had baggage, but he paid his dues and has moved on. I don't think there's new baggage that's going to be negative or positive for Oliver Thomas. That wouldn't be baggage. And Royce Duplessis, I don't see anything positive emerging that we don't know about. So Helena Moreno basically has triple the numbers of Oliver Thomas and Royce Duplessis, respectively. Helena Moreno, roughly about 45%. Oliver Thomas, Royce Duplessis, about 15% each. Unless something major happens in a dramatic way, Helena Moreno will be the next mayor city of New Orleans. The convention center gets a 2-year extension to potentially revive the Top Golf at the River District. We'll talk to Michael Hecht on Friday from Greater New Orleans so you can find out about that. Let's go, Tiger fans, Wave fans, Saints fans. Records, please. 766-9480. 766-9480. Tulane and LSU, of course, have 12 regular season games. I'm looking for that record. The Saints have 17 regular season games. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx, loves sports. He stays on top of it. Mario Brothers, LSU, 10-2. Mario Brothers, Tulane Green Wave, 11-1. New Orleans Saints, 6-11. For LSU and Tulane, I'm expecting 10 wins plus. I'm hoping for the playoffs for Tulane and LSU. Hoping. For Saints, it's all hope. but I think 6-11. I'm hoping for progress that can be seen more than the record. Mario Brothers, what are the LSU Tigers going to do? Your alma mater.
Unpopular opinion. I think they go 8-4 this year.
Wow,
Yeah.
very unpopular opinion. Why 8-4?
I'm just not very big on Brian Kelly. He's not good at preparing his team for big games. That was the case at Notre Dame. That's been the case at LSU. Like games like the game against Clemson, they've just looked not ready to play. So I definitely see a loss there. I see a loss.
You see a loss, the opener with Clemson, even with this new attitude. We're focusing on the opener.
Yeah, that's great.
That would be what, 5 losses in a row for him?
Mhm.
He's lost all 4 openers, right?
Yeah, Kelly, and then Coach O lost the last
2.
Yeah. So, yeah.
6 openers in a row. That's painful.
Yeah, I
LSU
mean,
used to win those things.
for sure. Like LSU fans, I think need to be a little more realistic.
No,
like,
Saban and Miles used to win those openers. But so no, go ahead. I don't mean to interrupt you. You need to be more realistic on what?
yeah, like I feel like LSU is like a middle of the pack SEC team. They've shown nothing that they're anything better than that.
I don't know about middle of the pack, but I definitely think, I mean, how can you rate them ahead of Texas, Georgia, or Alabama?
Yeah, how do you even put them out of South Carolina?
What-
South Carolina
ma-
had a better record last year.
South Carolina and Ole Miss and LSU are probably like in the same category.
That's what I'm
LSU
saying.
has to prove that they're better than South Carolina and Ole Miss. If South Carolina's starting QB would have played the whole game, they would have beat LSU
They
last
lose
year.
easily. They
LSU
lose.
loses easily. Exactly. It's
Yeah.
like the A&M game.
They've been bad on the road. They have a tough road schedule at Ole Miss, at Clemson, at Alabama, at Vanderbilt is not what it used to be, as you could see from last
Yeah,
year.
no,
I don't
you're
think
right.
that's like an automatic win
Nope.
either. And then at Oklahoma at the very end. Oklahoma was 6-6 last year with a win over Alabama. That's only 2 games worse than LSU was.
I
Like,
respect your call on the 8-4, man.
yeah.
I got him at 10-2. I might be getting suckered in. I'm listening to you. I'm going, am I getting suckered in?
Yeah, I'm just
I might
not.
be.
I'm not as high on the
I
head
should
coach.
change
so-
my 10-2 to 9-3 from your arguments, Mario Brothers. How about the Tulane Green Wave? I've got them at 11-1.
We share that prediction.
Wow.
I think they go 11-1. They lose 1 game to Ole Miss. The game.
Ole Miss or Duke, they got to win.
Yeah, I think they
beat Duke.
Yeah, the emotions in Yeoman that day is going to be.
Who's the other big opponent besides Ole Miss?
They got Ole Miss, Duke, Northwestern to start. It's a Big Ten
I thought
team.
there was one other opponent similar to Ole
No,
Miss.
you got East Carolina, Army, UTSA, Memphis.
No, yeah. And who knows what happens in the Ole Miss game? Maybe Ole Miss overlooks them.
Yes, and Memphis usually matches up really well with Tulane for whatever reason. That game's been tough, but I think this year they finally pulled through and beat them.
Yep. So Tulane 11-1. We're both in agreement there.
Mhm.
LSU, I got them 10-2. Mario Brothers has them 8-4, and really brings up a good point. I mean, it's hard to argue against this. Brian Kelly is not a good coach preparing teams for big games. It happened at Notre Dame. It's happened at LSU. The New Orleans Saints, Mario Brothers, I got them at 6-11.
Maybe a little overly optimistic here, but I think they win 8 games.
Wow.
I think they go 8-9. They flirt with the division title. Maybe don't quite win it, but
wow.
I think better coaching and a better draft can go a long way for this team.
Boy, well, you better have 4 or 5 starters out of that draft.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like 4 or 5. Like I saw an article on Stutzman today, the linebacker from Oklahoma. That guy had like a dozen tackles in the Tulane Oklahoma game. I remember just watching him, like, this guy's all over the field.
Yeah, he's a smart football player.
That guy needs to start.
Yeah,
That guy needs to start. But right now it's Demario Davis.
Mhm.
I might start that kid and have Demario Davis coming off the bench fresh.
And that's the encouraging thing. Maybe an 8-9 needs to like 10 or 11 wins in the future, but you have maybe your Demario Davis replacement and
Exactly.
maybe your Cam Jordan replacement.
No, and you start those guys, the draft choice, the D tackle on the draft. That guy's got to start
from Texas.
Yeah, he's got to start.
And the offensive lineman.
Well,
out
the
of Texas,
offensive
too.
lineman's
Yeah.
obviously starting.
Kelvin Banks, but if he turns out to be a good player, that's 2 good picks in a row at that position, that tackle. You got Fuaga.
Oh,
who has
no,
good-
you're set for a while.
Yeah.
Those are strong. No, and then maybe take pressure off of a quarterback that doesn't exist.
Mhm.
You run the ball and play defense, and maybe you get to 8 wins. I don't see it, though.
And just better vibes. Like, I'm sorry, Carr had good stats, whatever. He was a pretty good NFL quarterback, but he was not a good leader in that locker room. You could see it. Neither was Dennis Allen. I think just replacing that combo and bringing in new blood will be good for this team.
Uh-oh, I'm getting an email. Don't listen to Mario. Negative Nelly. Hope he's not right.
I knew that would happen.
Yep.
Probably got some family members watching YouTube. Like, what?
Yep. There you go. 766-9480. We're asking Morris Bart to call in the program if he has any pride and dignity. 766-9480. One call, that's all. Buddy Bart. His friends call him Buddy because he's such a good guy. 766-9480. 766-9480. The Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals on this Henry Consulting versus the New Orleans City Council. The opinion, the decision will
For
come in
game-changing
due
innovation,
course.
look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Does Helm Paint have the best paint on the planet? Helm, yeah. We only sell Benjamin Moore, the world's finest paint. Because paint ain't paint. Let us steer you right. Helm Paint.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
As New Orleans as the mighty Mississippi, Corey Johnson.
The old miss, the old man.
On 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
Deep river, my home is over Jordan.
Do you go to Katie's tonight for dinner? Or do you go tomorrow night for steak night? Or do you go tonight and tomorrow night to Katie's for dinner? Yeah, tomorrow night steak night is off the charts. Salad, a big filet. It's a USDA choice Angus filet. It's like 8 or 9 ounces, which is a lot of meat for a filet because they're lean. Then it's got some of those Katie's potatoes, and then I think bread pudding dessert and a cocktail or a glass of wine, like $35. It's a joke. Steak night tomorrow night at Katie's, as New Orleans as it gets. Iberville, Corner Telemachus. No, you could literally go 2 nights in a row, tonight and tomorrow night. Tonight you go and you get seafood or get those flash fried ribs that he smokes for 6 hours and then flash fries them. Katie's in Mid-City. Yummy. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. Let's go, Tiger fans, Wave fans, Saints fans. I got LSU at 10-2. Mario Brothers, 8-4 for the Tigers. He's an LSU grad, a big LSU fan. I appreciate that he can pull himself outside the bubble and be fair and objective. He wants them to be 12-0. He's a fan of LSU, a graduate of the school, but he brings up a great point. Brian Kelly struggles in big games. He struggles at LSU in big games, struggled at Notre Dame in big games. Clemson is 6th ranked. LSU is 9th ranked. It's essentially it's a road game. It's not a neutral site game, right? It's at Clemson, isn't it, Mario Brothers?
It's at Clemson. If it was in Baton Rouge or like
neutral site,
yeah, even in like Charlotte or something, I'd give LSU a better chance. But road environments, they just haven't been good.
No, and the Brian Kelly thing's pretty interesting. Tulane, we both say 11-1. How crazy would it be if Tulane makes the college football playoff and LSU doesn't? John Summerall might be heading 80 miles upriver. Boy, Tulane fans did not like that comment, Mario Brothers. Saints 6-11. Mario Brothers was doing really well until the Saints selection. Because I disagree with him on LSU, but his argument's strong. It makes sense. Made me almost want to go from 10-2 to 9-3. That's probably the more realistic pick. Mario Brothers is probably right. LSU's not in the Texas, Georgia, Alabama category yet. They have to prove that. They're more in the Ole Miss, South Carolina, Texas A&M category. They have to prove it. How do you argue with Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx, on that? 6-11, I have the Saints. He has them 8 wins. That's where Mario Brothers started shooting shots of tequila in between the LSU Tulane selections and got drunk when he made his Saints pick. Huh, Mario?
Something like that.
Something like that.
Got to watch this team. No, I'm just joking. It's going to be a better season. You'll see. You'll see.
I hope you're right. All I want is progress. I'm not too concerned with the wins. Yep. For me, why I picked 6 wins, because I think that'll be progress. And it's not wins and losses. It's that they'll lose 6 games close.
Yeah.
Because they're not good enough yet. They don't have the talent. So I'm not saying, oh boy, they could have had 12 wins. I'm saying they're going to win 6 games, and they're going to be 6 games that they lose that they could have won.
Yeah.
That they're in the game in the fourth quarter. And then there's going to be another 6 or 7 games where they just get ripped and they're done early.
And that'd be good, and that'd be progress.
Yeah, I think
I'm maybe falling victim to what Brett was talking about on yesterday's show, in that the last 2 times this happened for the Saints, they fired their coach, they brought in a new guy, they immediately had success. So maybe I'm, prisoner of the moment to that. But there's something to be said, not even just in sports, but in life. When you change leadership, when the prior leadership wasn't very good, that usually results in a lot of good, and sometimes really quickly.
Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx at the controls. And he loves sports. That's why we get his take on that stuff. 766-9480. 766-9480. This is scary. This is as scary as a Jardians commercial. Scott Craig just emailed us. I love Mario.
Yeah, he wasn't super happy with my
I'm
LSU
scared.
take, I don't think.
What did you go to Brother Martin or something silly?
We did.
No wonder you can't formulate sentences. I figure they make sense now. It's the Brother Martin degree.
Oh, man, come on.
Brother Martin's kind of like Rummel. Like just a few years ago, I discovered it's a school. I thought it was just sports.
Man.
I thought all y'all did was sports. That's my Rummel joke.
Yeah, I've never.
Well, it's not really a joke.
Brother Martin.
I honestly thought Rummel was just a sports thing.
Yeah, Brother Martin needs to unblock me on Twitter. That's all I'm saying.
They blocked you?
They blocked
Your
me.
alma mater blocked you
Yes,
on Twitter.
Yes, it's the first time I'm
Why?
talking about it on the air. Because after I graduated, I was upset at like Brother Martin because they gave me like Saturday school or something. And I said something.
And they blocked you.
I said something. I didn't even say anything profane. I didn't even curse. I said something along the lines of like Brother Martin sucks
I don't think
or
Bromo's blocked me.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm always dogging Bromo, Rummel, St. Aug, Jesuit.
But since then, I've been nice.
Shaw, any of the old Catholic League schools. De La Salle, 5300 St. Charles Avenue. Fight, 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 maroon and white, white, white.
I care less about the football stuff, but I value the education, man. So I stick up for him.
Yep. That's Mario Brothers. Let's see who has banned me or blocked me. I've been blocked. Sean Payton blocked me, the Denver head coach. Isn't that funny? Sean Payton blocked me. And he's not allowed on that guy's not allowed on the program, Mario Brothers. Well, oh boy. Oh boy.
All right, let's put you on. Save it for the air.
Oh boy. This is not what I need right now. I'm going to lead this call off this way. Gonna fight, maroon and white. We're on the road to victory. 5300 St. Charles Avenue. What a great location compared to Elysian Fields of Gentilly.
Man, I'm about to turn your mic off.
Scott Craig joins us from Katie's and Francesca Deli. I know he's calling to talk about the great food at Katie's and Francesca, not to defend Brother Martin and the Crusaders. Hey, Scott.
Hello, Corey.
Oh, boy. What compelled you to call this afternoon, Scott?
You know, I'm calling to defend Brother Martin, of course. Mario will, too. He's just jealous, Mario. He's just jealous.
Clearly.
What would I be jealous of? That dorky uniform?
Oh, my gosh, man. Oh, my gosh. This guy.
I know.
So, all right, Mario. All right, Corey and I agree or thought
What you got, Scott?
we think you and I both agreed earlier that LSU would be 10-2.
I think that's right. Yeah, I think that's right. Mario has me leaning to 9-3, but I can't change my choice. So I'm going to stick to 10-2.
I don't think you would, because, look, I know Brian Kelly's lost 4 straight season openers, and this one of all of them is the most difficult.
Yeah. Clemson's 6th ranked. It's at their place, at their Death Valley. Yep.
I really believe that it is the most difficult, but this team is much deeper than any team he's ever had, by far. I mean, their backups on defense, could start just about anywhere, especially linebackers, especially the defensive line.
You got to get more out of Perkins this year, Chef Scotty. I
Yeah,
think
no,
that's the key
Perkins hopefully is in the freshman spot
That's the
again.
key for what you're talking about, I think.
You are going to get more out of Perkins this year. I'm sure of that. I think you're going to see a really, really, really good defense. What we haven't seen yet in practice is the offensive line coming together. But if they do, they have the talent. Now, if they lose to Clemson, they still may only lose one more game. I really believe that, because they need. I'm one of the people that say it's ridiculous that they have to start every year with a major Power 4 team and then deal with and then play, scrambling
They choose to do it that way. I kind of like it. I mean, one thing I've always said, Scott, like if you come from another planet to the United States and you just want to check out college football at its best, LSU year in, year out is always going to be a pretty competitive team. And their schedule year in, year out, decade in, decade out is the best in college football, in my opinion. I think they have the best schedule.
Day. I'm talking about opening day.
No,
I know Texas has to go to Ohio State. That's arguably just as hard.
Yep.
But most teams, they have a leg up on LSU because most teams play a pansy first game of the year. So they don't get that loss.
Yeah, Appalachian State instead of Ohio State.
They've got a leg up going into the playoff scenario. So I don't think it's smart. I think we need to play an FCS or a group of 5 team to start the season.
That's been the argument lately, especially when you lose 6 in a row openers, 2 under Ogeron and the last 4 under Kelly. Kelly's never won an opener. It's crazy.
I think it's 5. Orgeron lost 1 and Kelly lost 4, I think. But anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is, they are so laser focused on this game. They're talking about one game, go 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. And I really believe, and I try to be positive, Mario. You know that.
Yeah.
But I really believe this team can do it. And if they beat Clemson, look out.
Hope
look
you're right.
out.
Hope you're right.
I hope you're right too. What about the Green Wave, Scott?
I see the Green Wave at 11-1. I really do.
They could make the playoffs.
I mean, Summerall's got a quarterback now, and he's got backups.
Yep.
He's got everything.
He's got everything.
He's top 5 coaching staff in the country.
Their D-line, I would argue, is better than LSU's.
I don't know about that, but LSU's got some serious D-line. The offensive line is the concern at LSU.
How about the New Orleans Saints, Scott?
I think, Mario, I'm ultra positive, but I think a positive number is 6 wins. Just unless Rattler comes out and he's really, really good. I thought they should have stuck with Rattler anyway because I didn't want them to draft a quarterback this year and see what he's got with a full team with no injuries yet. But, I mean, they're giving Rattler an opportunity, and we'll see. But I don't see 8 wins. I see 6. And that's the seal.
Scott, I'm coming up on the 48 after break. Thanks so much, brother. I'll probably talk to you Friday.
Yep, you will, I hope.
Go
The
Crusaders!
Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Total Maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spot. TM-AC.com, your cool spot.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
The vibe of the Crescent City, Corey Johnson.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM. Also from Baton Rouge to Pensacola, Florida on 600 AM and 1560.
Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson back at you. Thanks so much for joining us on this Tuesday afternoon. Hey, in New Orleans or Baton Rouge, if you need air conditioning help, think Total Maintenance, tm-ac.com. If you're in New Orleans or Baton Rouge and you ever need air conditioning help, could be weekday, weekend, overnight, or holiday, Total Maintenance is there. Fair and honest Lucas and the boys, incapable of ripping you off, diagnosing it right the first time, and coming immediately because your AC is not working right, or worse, it's not working at all. If you need AC help in New Orleans or Baton Rouge, think Total Maintenance, tm-ac.com. Corey Johnson back at you on a Tuesday afternoon, 5 o'clock powwow. The Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals heard arguments today from attorneys representing Henry Consulting and attorneys representing the New Orleans City Council. Appellate Judge Joy Labrano said the Court of Appeals decision or opinion will come, quote, in due course. Maybe tomorrow, maybe later in the week, next week, sometime soon, I'm guessing. At that point, the losing party has one more chance, one more bullet. They can appeal to the Louisiana Supreme Court. Essentially, if the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals rules in favor of Henry Consulting, Mayor Junket Cantrell will immediately cancel the IV Waste contract she just signed last week through December. She'll cancel it immediately, and as quickly as IV Waste can be transitioned out, not only will Henry Consulting take over, but they'll take over for 7 years at $73 million. If the city council gets a favorable ruling by the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals, IV Waste will continue picking up trash in the quarter through December. And then the city will put out a bid for future trash haulers for January 2026 and beyond. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday. Last night, a mayoral forum. Nothing significant said. Nothing significant happened. There's really no way to close the gap, I don't think, for Oliver Thomas or Royce Duplessis. I think the gap's too big. Helena Moreno's got 45% of the vote. Oliver Thomas, Royce Duplessis, about 15% each. They each trail Helena Moreno by like 3 times. So I don't think there's any way to close the gap, especially because Helena Moreno is pretty much a straight shooter, and I don't think there's a lot of baggage or negative that you're going to be able to create or come up with that's real. So I don't see how Helena Moreno isn't the next mayor for the city of New Orleans. Oliver Thomas and Royce Duplessis are simply too far behind with not enough money raised and too little time until October 11th. Tell me I'm wrong. 766-9480. No, something dramatic would have to happen in a positive way for Oliver Thomas or Royce Duplessis and in a very negative way for Helena Moreno, and I don't see any of that. What would be the tremendous positives that we don't know about Oliver Thomas or Royce Duplessis? And what would be the incredible dramatic negative that we don't know about Helena Moreno? These things don't exist, in my opinion. Helena Moreno will be the next mayor city of New Orleans. The prohibitive favorite. It's LSU or Tulane playing Nicholls State in football. It's LSU or Tulane playing Southern or Grambling in football. Just, there's no chance. There's no chance. The convention center gets a 2-year extension to potentially revive the Top Golf complex at the River District. I like this for 2 reasons. The primary reason, because it's an outside investor that wants to bring $50 million into the city and employ a couple of hundred folks. The smaller reason, because those squeaky wheels in the Garden District that thought they got it 86th, got rid of it because they just complained. Selfish. Needs of the few outweighing the needs of the many. You friggin' live by the interstate. You live by the convention center. You live near the river. First off, that Soleil apartment complex would be a perfect buffer between the Top Golf and the neighborhood. And secondly, Just folks that, the needs of the few outweigh the needs of the many, just selfish. I've seen it so many times throughout my life in New Orleans. These New Orleanians that, they act like they're for the neighborhood and preserving the neighborhood. And no, what it boils down to, they don't want any change. They like things exactly like they are, and they're very sadly, pathetically scared of any kind of change. No, it's the needs of the few outweighing the needs of the many, kind of the calling card, the mantra of Louisiana. It's sad. No, I'm glad the convention center got a 2-year extension, and hopefully Top Golf comes to the River District. I want to see a minor league soccer stadium at the River District. I want to see a minor league baseball stadium at the River District. Could you imagine a minor league baseball stadium that seats about 3,000, that's as state-of-the-art as it gets, like a major league quality park, but instead of 40,000 seats, it seats like 3,000, 3,500, and then have like a levee, a berm out there that you can bring another few thousand out there. You put it right on the river. Could you imagine basically it would be facing east. So you bust one out in the right field, that home run would go in the river. Could you imagine that, hitting a home run to right field in the river? Center field would be like the Crescent City connection, and left field and maybe like a big window in the stands, you'd see the CBD in the dome. It'd be one of the most incredible baseball parks, major or minor league, anywhere, with hitting home runs into the Mississippi River, the Crescent City connection in center field and left field, and kind of the left side of the stadium with maybe some big glass doors or glass windows or open air. You're going to see the CBD, the skyline, the Superdome. No, I'd love to see a minor league stadium. Plus, you get in the old that AA. You don't need AAA here. Get in the AA, the I-10 corridor. What you got here? I mean, you got Biloxi has a minor league team. Mobile, Alabama has a minor league team. Pensacola, Florida has a minor league team. I think you'd actually have fans going, from New Orleans to Mississippi to Mobile. Might take the train and do it, and checking out minor league baseball. AA. Oh, Mario, you sound like you want to say something. What?
Be cool if you could bet on minor league baseball. Just saying. Can't do that yet.
It'd be cool if what?
If you could bet on it. You can't bet on
Oh,
minor
you
league
can't bet
baseball.
on minor league. Well, I mean,
Yeah, I get why. I'm
it's
just saying.
not like the wins are important or losses. They could be playing, moving a guy up, moving a guy down, resting people.
Yeah, it might be more fun for the people making that trip, but all valid points.
I think that it's more the Caesars, the casinos, Vegas, they can't put a finger on it more than
Exactly.
fans don't want to bet on it. Mario Brothers, always a pleasure, bro.
Yes, sir.
Corey Johnson with you. We'll see you mañana, straight up 4:00. Be here.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.